Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, man, you guys know the deal on this channel. So about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, we're going to talk about this clown, Kevin Durant, and how Kevin Durant's riding the bus this year. This dude is riding the bus yet again, like my man Charles Barkley told him a long time ago. You're a bus rider, Kevin Durant. That's what he is, and that's what he's going to be this season. That's what he's been so far this season, 13 games into the season. Kevin Durant's just riding the Houston Rockets bus here. He's riding on the bus with Alperen Sengun. He's riding on the bus with Amen Thompson, right? He's riding on the bus with Steven Adams. He's riding on the bus with Jabari Smith Jr. He's riding on the bus with Tari Eason. He's riding on the bus with Josh Okogie. Everybody, man, that's on his team, they're driving the bus. Kevin Durant's riding on the bus, man. He's a bus rider this season. We're going to talk about Kevin Durant and where he ranks, against his teammates on the Rockets, where he ranks in compared to his teammates, and what is he doing for the Rockets this season. Because I told you guys, he was supposed to come here and be a dominant scorer, supposed to be the most skilled offensive scorer in the history of the game. He's a god of basketball. This man's averaging 25 points a game. 25 points a game when you got dudes like Tyrese Maxey and Lauri Markkanen dropping 40, 50-point games like it's nothing. Where's Kevin Durant scoring at? 25 points a game? On 49% shooting for Kevin Durant? Dude, you riding the bus out here. That's what Kevin Durant's doing. We're going to talk about in this video, man. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the state has been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly, truly humbled by all support. Like I said, guys, it means a lot, man. Much respect to everybody out there that continues to come through and support my channel, man. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, I want to talk about this clown Kevin Durant. You guys know how I feel about Kevin Durant. So this season, I'm going to be doing multiple videos on Kevin Durant riding the bus, which is the Houston Rockets. Now, I'm not saying that Kevin Durant's not making the Rockets better or helping them. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's a burden on them or they're winning despite Kevin Durant. But what I'm telling you guys is that he's riding the bus. He's not driving the bus. He's not even the leader of the team as far as I'm concerned. I don't see it. All right, and when you look at the games, when you look at the stats that are being put up by him and his teammates, you look at, once again, how the Rockets are playing, where they are. They're a really good team. Now, and we said that. The Rockets were good last year, right? The problem with the Rockets last year wasn't necessarily like they needed a Kevin Durant. It was that they lacked experience. They had a bunch of young guys, right? You had Jalen Green there last year, right? They got rid of him. He's a young guy, right? Thompson's a young guy. Jabari Smith Jr. is a young guy, right? These are young players. Alperen Sengun, these are young players. So the problem for the Rockets last year wasn't necessarily their games or the skills of the players. It was more so the experience of these players. You had a friend Van Vliet there. He was like the only guy with experience, Steven Adams. So bringing in Kevin Durant obviously helps you in that regard, right? Kevin Durant has the experience. He's a veteran. He's been to the playoffs. He's won championships. So you're bringing in Kevin Durant. And remember, Kevin Durant's supposed to be the guy coming in there and being that leader and that scorer. I told you, Kevin Durant, all he really has to do is come in here and score the basketball. But I've told you guys what? He needs to score. 25 points a game ain't going to get it done. Now, they're 9-3, I believe, on the season, or 10-3 maybe on the season. I can't remember. They might be 9-3 on the season, or 10-3, whatever they were, or they are. So they're a good team. They started off good. So it's not about them not having a good record or anything like that. That's not what, we're talking about, we're focusing on here. What I'm telling you guys is that Kevin Durant's riding this bus, man. Riding the bus, which is, like I said, the Houston Rockets. Now, the Houston Rockets were a top 5 defense last year. They were top 5 defense. This year, so far, because there's only 13, 14 games into the season, I believe they're number 12 defensively. But I believe they're top 5 in points allowed. So that's pretty good. But as far as defensive rating, they're outside the top 10. However, with Kevin Durant here on the team, they are the number 1 offensive rated team. So I told you guys before, a lot of times, oftentimes, when your offensive rating goes up, then your defense takes a hit. And that's what we're seeing from the Houston Rockets here. Because Kevin Durant doesn't take defense serious, he said that defense is not really important. It's making baskets that wins championships, not bending your knees and sliding your feet. We can bring anyone off the street to do that, according to Kevin Durant. But the Houston Rockets have taken a hit on the defensive end. Now, like I said, they've improved offensively because you bring in someone like Kevin Durant, so that helps you guys offensively, but your defense takes a hit. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to knock them or hurt them later on in the season or going into the playoffs and stuff like that. But remember, defense is what wins championships, guys, not offense. All right? You have to have the defense. And like I said, the guys that are playing defense around Kevin Durant, it's not Kevin Durant, right? It's the Steven Adams, right? It's the other guys that are playing defense, Thompson, Okogie, right? Jabari Smith Jr. These are some of the guys that are playing defense, that are the defensive guys on the team. So where does Kevin Durant rank on his team versus the other players, versus his teammates? Where does he rank? Now, he's number one in scoring. Obviously, he's taking the most shots on the team, so he's scoring the most points. I think he's taking one more shot than Alperen Sengun, and he's averaging 25 points a game. Sengun's averaging 23 points a game. So it makes sense. He's taking one more shot, and he's averaging 2 more points than Alperen Sengun. Because Alperen Sengun is shooting the ball at a high level from the three-point line. So even though, like I said, the shooting percentage field goal-wise from Alperen Sengun is, I think, like 47 to Kevin Durant's 49, because he's shooting it higher from the three-point line, there's only a 2-point difference there between him and Alperen Sengun. So Kevin Durant's scoring is not crazy. Like I said, he's not averaging 30. Like, Kevin Durant should easily be averaging 33 points right now, 31, 32 points easily right now. Listen, I understand Kevin Durant's age. I understand Kevin Durant's mileage, right? He's had some serious injuries, Kevin Durant. We get all this. However, you're still playing in the NBA. You continue to, right, make these trades to the different teams. And I mean, like, so if they're going to continue to call and promote Kevin Durant as a top 10 player, I believe he was ranked, 9th by ESPN coming into the season, then I don't want no excuse for Kevin Durant for not averaging 30. I don't want to hear nothing. There's no excuses, man. This man should be taking easily 20, 21, 22 shots a game. This man should be averaging 31, 32, 33, 35 points a game easily. I mean, look what guys like Luka Doncic is doing. The SGAs, Nikola Jokic, like I said, Tyrese Maxey. All these guys, I mean, Kevin Durant's averaging the same amount of points as Norman Powell this season, guys. Norman Powell's averaging 25 points a game. So is Kevin Durant. That's not going to get it done, man. Especially in the postseason, when the defense is going to get stiffer. You're going to have to bring it. 25 points, 27 ain't going to cut it. 20 ain't going to cut it. Kevin Durant needs to be averaging. He needs to lead the league scoring. Where are you at? And the reason why I'm saying that is because that's the only thing that Kevin Durant has to do on this team. That's the only thing he is doing on this team is shooting. That's it. And let's go through this now. So like I told you, number one in field goal attempts. He's number one in points per game for the Rockets. Great for Kevin Durant. Like I said, I think they have what do they got? 6 guys in double figures on the Rockets or something like that. So anyway, great for Kevin Durant. He's 6th in field goal percentage. No big deal. He's 9th in three-point percentage. 9th in three-point percentage. Kevin Durant, the god of basketball, who, like he told us, he works on making shots because that's what it's all about. You're not making shots like that. You're not making shots at a high level this season. You're just making shots, right? Mediocre from Kevin Durant because his mindset. Anyway, where's Kevin Durant rebound the basketball this season? This dude's a terrible rebounder. A terrible rebounder. I've told you, for his career, Kevin Durant is a poor rebounder, guys. For him to be that tall, that athletic, with them long-ass arms, and you grab 7, 6 rebounds a game, this year, Kevin Durant's averaging, 3 rebounds a game? Something like that? The man's, he's 8th in offensive rebounds on a team. 8th. The man's averaging, 0.3 offensive rebounds or something like that? Or 0.6 offensive, that's some nonsense this man's averaging. It's embarrassing. He's not rebounding the basketball this season at all. Because he didn't have to. He don't have to. Jabari Smith Jr. is rebounding the basketball. You guys realize that Steven Adams, who hasn't been starting, he's coming off the bench, Steven Adams, this man's leading the league in offensive rebounds. He's leading the league in offensive rebounds per game. Steven Adams, over 5 a game. Over 5 a game from Steven Adams. This is why I told you guys the other day, the Rockets are the number 1 rebounding team in the league. No thanks to Kevin Durant. No thanks to Kevin Durant. It's thanks to guys like Jabari Smith Jr. Thanks to guys like Steven Adams. Thanks to guys like Alperen Sengun. Thanks to guys like Amen Thompson. These are the guys doing it. Tyree Eason. Look, this guy Kevin Durant, he ain't rebounding the basketball at all. So they're the top rebounding team in the league. Has nothing to do with Kevin Durant. Once again, riding the bus, Kevin Durant. So he's 6th total in rebounds overall. 6th in his team in rebounds. That's crazy. I told you guys, the dude Tyree Eason's not even a starter, I believe, averaging more rebounds than Kevin Durant. How is that possible? Kevin Durant's always on the court, tall as hell, can't get no rebounds, though, because the effort's not there from Kevin Durant, because He don't have to grab rebounds. He don't got to play defense, bend his knees, slide his feet, none of this stuff. He don't got to pass the ball. Kevin Durant's assists. He's number 3 in assists. Number 3 in assists, right? Sounds pretty good. Until you realize that Kevin Durant's averaging 3.4 assists per game and averaging 3.1 turnovers per game. So essentially, for every assist that he dishes out, he turns the ball over. And I've told you guys, Kevin Durant's a turnover machine. He's got more 8 turnover games than he has 50-point games in his career, guys. All right? Just think about that for a second. All right? It's like I said, it's laughable, guys. It's actually laughable when you think about some of this stuff. So anyway, you're 3rd in assists, right? But you're number 2 in turnovers. All right? So not impressive at all. All right? So I think like Sengun, I mean, think about it. The Rockets don't even have a true point guard on their team. Right now, they have no true point guard. Alperen Sengun is leading them in assists. I think like 7 a game or something like that. Then you have Amen Thompson, I believe, number 2. And then you have Kevin Durant. Like I said, but he's turning the ball over at the same amount of rate. He's assisting the ball. Not impressive at all. He's number 5 on the team in steals. 5th on the team in steals. Once again, not playing any defense out there. Not even playing the passing lanes. He's 4th in blocks. So he's 7 feet tall and number 4 in blocks on the team because Kevin Durant's not giving the effort like that on the defensive end. So when we look at Kevin Durant and we look at the numbers across the board, right? He's number 5 in PER. Number 5 in PER, guys. Number 5 in PER, Kevin Durant. All right, so when we think about all these things, guys, this is what I'm talking about. Kevin Durant's riding the bus, which is the Houston Rockets team. All these other guys are doing all the other things. They're the ones rebounding. They're the ones playing defense. They're the ones doing all the little things, all the dirty work, right? Getting all the loose balls, all the hustle plays are going to the other guys. And here goes Kevin Durant coming out there, taking 17 shots a game, scores 25 points, and do nothing else. And whatever the Rockets do is what they do. So I told you they're 9-3, despite Kevin Durant not doing anything else on the court because he don't have to do anything else but score, but he's not even doing that at a high level. Like I said in the other video, where are Kevin Durant's 40 and 50-point games this year? Where the hell are they? Where are they? As a matter of fact, where's Kevin Durant's 40 and 50-point games for his career? For his career, that man don't score like that. When you talk about Kevin Durant, they call Kevin Durant the greatest scorer of all time, the most skilled offensive player of all time. That is laughable. And it's a disrespect to someone like Michael Jordan, who's light years ahead of Kevin Durant, guys. It's just the facts. And Michael Jordan was more potent, right? He was scarier. People were afraid of Michael Jordan way more than Kevin Durant when it mattered most, in the clutch. And like I said, going against some of the elite defenses, some of the greatest defensive teams in the history of the game, Michael Jordan, and still showed it when it mattered most. All right? So let's think about this for a second here. We talk about the 40 and 50-point games for Kevin Durant. Right? Where are they this year? Not one. His high, I believe, this season is 39 or 37 points. Great for Kevin Durant. But you got guys like Lauri Markkanen dropping 40, 50. Tyrese Maxey just dropped, 54 yesterday or something like that last night. This man's got multiple 40-point games this season. Like I said, you're averaging the same as Norman Powell, but everyone's dropping 40. Austin Reeves dropping 40. Luka Doncic dropping 40. Right? Everyone's dropping 40 like it's nothing out here. Giannis dropping a 40-point game. Nikola Jokic went for 55. Aaron Gordon went for 50. Jamal Murray went for 40. Everyone else has got a 40-point game. You had, what's his name? Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen dropping 40. Dropped 50 or 40-something. But Kevin Durant ain't done one yet. Not one in 13 games. You haven't went over 40 points yet. Like I said, Kevin Durant should be averaging 30 right now, but he's not averaging 30. He's averaging 25, which is mediocre right now. Like I said, in the playoffs, if you guys are going to do anything, you're going to have to average more than that, Kevin Durant. You're going to have to score. You're going to have that mentality. All right, so for their careers, Kevin Durant, all right, has 72 40-point games. Does that sound impressive to you guys? 72. So that's less than Steph Curry, less than LeBron James. Kevin Durant, the greatest scorer in the history. Yeah, we know LeBron James played a lot more games, but Kevin Durant's the greatest scorer of all time. He's the most skilled offensive player. He should be dropping 40 in his sleep because Stephen A. Smith says he could drop 30 in his sleep. Well, where are those 30-point games, Stephen A. Smith? He ain't averaging 25. He's averaging 30 in his sleep. He should be putting a 40 in his sleep right now. But he's got 72 40-point games in his career. Michael Jordan has 173. 173. So if you combine LeBron James' 40-point games for his career and Kevin Durant's 40-point games for his career, they still don't have more than Michael Jordan, guys. They still don't have more than Michael Jordan. Isn't that crazy? Insane. All right? How many 50-point games has Kevin Durant had in his career? 50-point games in his career. 9. 9 50-point games in your career? Once again, LeBron James has more at 14. LeBron James, right, has more 50-point games than the most skilled offensive player in the history of the game. Kevin Durant with 9. Not impressive at all because Kevin Durant's mindset, guy that told you his mind is weak. You don't have the mind of an elite level scorer, of a guy that's going to go out there and do that. He don't got that. Kevin Durant's soft mentally, man. He's not a competitor like that. So he's not going to go out there and try to drop 30, 40 and lead his team like that. He's okay with averaging 25. Everyone else is leading the way. Everyone else is driving the bus. Kevin Durant is here to go along for the ride. Michael Jordan has 31 50-point games in his career. 31 50-point games, guys. 31. So, once again, if we combine LeBron James' 14 50-point games and Kevin Durant's 9 50-point games, you combine them, still don't have more than Michael Jordan. Still don't have more than Michael Jordan. In this weak, soft era where scoring is out of control, they're not even close to Michael Jordan, guys. How many playoff games of 40-plus points does Kevin Durant have? He's got 14 games of 40-plus points in the playoffs, Kevin Durant. Michael Jordan, 38. 38 night and day. And Michael Jordan's team in the playoffs, when he scores 40 or more, 26-12. 26-12. So he ain't stat chasing, stat padding. Michael Jordan's doing this in the course of winning games, leading his team to wins. 26-12 in the playoffs with a 40-point game. And once again, a lot of those 12 losses came early in Michael Jordan's career when they were losing in 86, when they were losing in 87, right? 88. This is when he was out of those 40-point games. 89 came against some of the legendary teams in the history of the game. Let's think about Kevin Durant's plus-minus this year. Because last year, remember, he was a negative plus-minus last year. Where is he so far this season? He's nowhere close to being negative. The Houston Rockets are a good team. To me, they're a contender, the Houston Rockets. They are. They are a legit contender. You have Kevin Durant in there now. And like I said, the team around him was already really good. So now you add Kevin Durant to that team. They're contenders, absolutely. Kevin Durant's plus-minus is 125. He's third. Third best on his team. All right, I'm not saying that's a bad thing or anything, but you're third on your team in plus-minus. Alperen Sengun is number 1 at 142, and Amen Thompson is number 2 at 135, plus 135, and then Kevin Durant at plus 125. So other guys are having more of an impact than Kevin Durant is. He's not the best player on his team. That's the key. That's what I want you guys to understand. Kevin Durant's not the best player on the Rockets, and they are contenders. Not saying that he's not going to add and help them. I told you, if they're going to win a championship, Kevin Durant has to be more of a scorer. He has to be more aggressive. The aggressiveness of Kevin Durant is not there. For you to be averaging 25 points a game, 49% shooting, 37% shooting from three, taking like 17 shots a game, that's not going to get it done. Like I said, you're not rebounding the ball. No rebounding from Kevin Durant. You're not assisting the ball. You turn the ball over a lot. So what the hell are you doing out there? Where's your leadership? Where's your defense? Everyone else is doing it. They're driving the bus. So like my man Charles Barkley said, Kevin is riding the bus. So if the Rockets get to the finals, Rockets win a championship, Kevin Durant rolled the bus there. Rode the bus there. But if they're going to win, if they're going to contend like that, he's got to be greater on the offensive end. He's got to be averaging 35 points a night. Easy. In this week, everybody's averaging 30 right now. But Kevin Durant is averaging 25. Weird stuff from Kevin Durant, guys. These are the facts. Like I said, man, this dude's 6th in rebounding on his team. It's just crazy. Like I said, the man ain't rebounding. 5th in PER. Like I said, riding the bus. Kevin Durant, a bus rider. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.